Well, what's going on, Wrestling with Tragedy family? I am your host, the Kingpin, along with the host as well, Kevin Rodriguez and Pierce Austin, on another case today. I'm pretty excited, you guys, to talk about what we're going to talk about today about the Joey Ryan situation. But before we go any further, let's talk about our sponsors, A-Rock Design, where you can get custom mugs, cups, keychains, underwear, all the good stuff. I mean, Pierce, show me a beautiful, beautiful mug. Is that actual size, or since you're small, it's really anyway, and
She's
stuff like that.
Cup.
But I love A-Rock Design. I'm gonna get myself a cup. I know Kevin's been making fun of me with my orange shitty cup, but I will get a Wrestling with Tragedy mug or gimmick,
Tumbler.
From tumbler for my desk. The next sponsor we have is Wasaf. Where you could get yourself custom belts. I think they're phenomenal. I mean, I'm getting myself one. Stevie Richards, Right to Censor, Dr. Stevie. The man is a legend in the business. He's even getting a belt that he held. This was the only company I think I ever heard that has actual wrestlers buying belts. I mean, again, I'm not saying there isn't. This is the first time I heard about it and stuff. Also, we have our own store for our merchandise. And again, I'm still new at it because Kevin just set that up. So I'll let Kevin kick that off a little bit so I won't mess that up. Kevin, can you give us a breakdown on it?
Yeah, so if you go to storefrontier.com/wrestling reviews, I apologize. I have two different stores and I always get them mixed up. If you go to storefrontier.com/wrestling with tragedy, you will see two shirts available now. We are working on getting other ones added, but you will see shirts that are also both these shirts are going to be available in hoodies, long sleeve, short sleeve, V-necks, tie-dye, kid shirts, lady shirts, baby onesies, and even face masks. You also can choose from a multitude of different colors, but those two shirts will be the allegedly shirt, which we're going to talk a lot about. That's going to be the key word in today's episode, allegedly. And if you really get into it, we will be talking about when Joey Ryan had some hard times in a hotel room. But you have the allegedly and the hard time shirt. And like I said, these are available in many different garments, many different colors. And guys, you got to wear face masks now with COVID-19 happening. And almost everywhere you go requires a face mask. You might as well have a badass one. So head over to storefrontier.com/wrestling with tragedy and check out our amazing merch. And guys, more merch to follow in the upcoming weeks. We will have some really cool stuff featuring myself, Angel, and Piers, and some other stuff from the show. So if you're a fan of the show, you're going to see some nice little Easter eggs from the show that you're definitely going to want to have. I've already ordered myself a hoodie and a t-shirt. I know you guys are looking at ordering a hoodie and a t-shirt.
I'm getting it.
So yeah, guys, don't miss out. It's great. And the good thing about this is the reason we went with Store Frontier over other stores is, guys, when you go through other stores, they have those thick, starchy shirts that aren't really that comfortable. And then you can pay an additional $4 to $5 to upgrade to a premium soft t-shirt. Everything from Store Frontier is printed on that soft t-shirt already at no extra charge. So make sure you go to storefrontier.com/wrestling with tragedy and buy your Wrestling with Tragedy merch today, whether it be the hard times or the alleged shirt at a very affordable price, by the way.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I agree. And also fans out there, I'm not doing a cheap plug. It's just that we're all wrestling family here. So please definitely support Wrestling Review Society. Also Shooting the Shit with Pierce Austin. Those are the two greatest shows on the air today, besides Wrestling with Tragedy. Definitely support those shirts because we're a family. All those shows are one.
That's not why you support this jacket. Where have you seen this logo before?
That's why he wears glasses so thick, bro. He's going blind.
My glasses ain't fucking thick, motherfucker. Baldy copy motherfucker. Anyway, but yeah, seriously, fans, support those other shows. They're great. You won't regret it.
Also, a huge shout out to both Stevie Richards, Ben Hameen, and even Vince Russo. You might be watching this on the Vince Russo Network, and if you're not, head over to the Vince Russo Network, hit a subscribe, let them know that Wrestling with Tragedy comes with a very loyal fan base who demands more Wrestling with Tragedy, and a very special thank you to both Stevie Richards and Ben Hameen, who have been putting this show over like crazy. I know me as a wrestling fan, to hear Stevie Richards say that he is a fan of what I am doing, what we are doing, and me sitting back thinking, you're a fan of me. What are you talking about? It's the greatest feeling in the world. So thank you to Stevie. Thank you to Ben for putting this show over every chance they get.
And absolutely, and then since we're talking about Stevie, definitely want to check out his podcast called the Morning Warm Up. You know, it's an inspirational, motivational show that he does in the mornings for a week, just to give you a little push to get you out the door to make your life a little bit brighter. So definitely check out Stevie Richards, the Morning Warm Up. I listen to it every day, and I'm not sponsoring it like, you know, he's paying me. It's a good show. Definitely check it out.
It's friends looking out for friends.
Yeah, and also check out Ben's Conspiracy Horseman. That is definitely a good show if you're into conspiracy stuff.
Agreed. With the $5 face slap.
So, guys, we've been going on about our sponsors for the last, 5 minutes or so. How about we get into why everybody's here now?
Dude, I'm excited.
We recently covered a bunch of things like this. We started with the Velveteen Dream and his whole scandal. That piece of shit should have a pink slip and a court date, not a main event pay-per-view slot. But hey, that's just my opinion. We talked ad nauseum about the Speak Out movement. We've actually done 2 parts to both of those. We've done 2 parts to the Speak Out. We've done 2 parts to the Velveteen Dream. But now we're starting to see pro wrestlers really hold these people accountable for these false accusations, or what they claim to be false accusations. Alleged. And two of the most notable ones would be Matt Riddle, who I think is doing things the right way. He is handing it over to his lawyers. He's letting his lawyers talk to her lawyers, and they're coming up with this resolve like, hey, you're not going to slander my name. You're not going to drag me through the mud. We're going to figure this out legally, or I'll see you in court. And he's really doing it the right way that you would want somebody to do it, especially if they represent your company. But then we have Joey Ryan and the way he's going about it. So, with that being said, I know Angel's chomping at the bit, so go ahead, brother.
The Matt Riddle situation, I mean, to be honest with you, he probably has more backing with WWE, asking advice, who should he go to, who should he talk to get legal representation.
I actually just had him on the War Room. It was a fantastic interview, and he's such a great dude.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I seen the interview. It was a great interview. It's just that, I mean, I'm speculating. I'm not saying this is what's happening. I'm just assuming that he probably reached out to the upper management and found out a good lawyer. Because remember, WWE has a floor full of lawyers, and they have connections.
On retainer.
Yeah, on retainer. So I just think that he might have reached out and said, who can I talk to get this resolved before it goes any further. Now with the Joey Ryan situation, he doesn't have that much backing. He doesn't have somebody to go to. I'm not saying he doesn't, but maybe he is going about it a little bit the wrong way. But I think that's the only way he can go, since he doesn't have anybody to lead him with the right.
Doesn't Joey Ryan own his own promotion?
Yeah, Bar Wrestling, but they closed after the Speaking Out movement. Like when all that sort of shit was sort of come out, like that pretty much closed the stores.
But you would think if you're running your own promotion, or at some point ran your own promotion, you would have access to some kind of legal team, whether it be to keep you safe from, people trying to sue you for getting injured at your event, whatever the case may be. You would have to have some kind of connection to a legal team, somebody who could advise you on what to do and what not to do and what makes you look like a fucking dick.
That would be an insurance company thing, though, wouldn't it? Like, instead of a legal team, like you'd have insurance that would cover that sort of stuff.
But what I'm saying is you would have somebody who would, and the reason I bring up a legal team is, hey, what can I do in the eyes of the law to get around this, to get not that was a horrible choice of words, not get around this, but get past this, move on. How can, like a third party litigation or mediation type thing?
Bottom line, I was just going to say, go ahead.
Sorry.
No,
I think.
Sorry. No, you go first. You go first.
The one thing I want to ask.
Calm down.
Did any of you see that 1 hour fucking video that he put out addressing the allegations? Hold on a second. I've got a transcript of this, and I just want to.
That's why it's a 1 hour video.
Yeah, I watched it. I powered through, and I watched the whole thing. In the video, he states, I have never used any clout or any kind of influence I have in wrestling to get people to do anything that they don't want to do, or I've never used in personal gain. He also claims, I'm going to go through to regarding some of the claims that are made against him. Regarding a claim from someone who said he actively pursued the guy's fiance and was instrumental in helping ruining the person's life.
Okay.
Joey says the woman never mentioned being engaged or having a boyfriend. when she come to Los Angeles. Regarding a fan who claimed Joey propositioned him to grab his penis, then grab the guy at the same time behind a merch table, Ryan claims that it's untrue. Now we're getting into more of the detailed stuff of the sexual assaults. Regarding a claim that he assaulted a woman in a bathroom at a wedding, Joey claims that they had been drinking and snuck to the bathrooms to make out. Are you 15 sneaking off to make out? Whatever.
Can I just say one thing? You know what I care more about than what Joey Ryan has to say? I care more about how I cut my handlebars too uneven. See how thin this one is versus how thick that one is? It's just uneven and it's bothering me. And I care so much more about that than I do anything Joey Ryan had to say. That man go fuck himself because he tried to fuck everyone else.
Let me finish. So when he goes to sneak off to make out with
That's what Joey said.
When he went to sneak off with this woman to make out, he then claims she performed a consensual sex act on him. After this, Joey says she continued to try and go on dates with him and have a threesome with other parties, which he showed evidence of. He believes that she wouldn't have done this if she felt he had assaulted her. The next, regarding a claim from a former spandex editor, Danielle Matheson, alleging Ryan used his mental health.
Wait. A former what?
Hey man, the spandex needs to be edited and be fixed.
Spandex editor. So I don't know. Maybe she's it's a magazine.
That better be the title of a magazine.
I'd say it would be. But she's saying that Ryan used his mental health issues to sexually abuse her in 2019. He claims he confided in her and they shared a hotel room in 2019. He also shows messages between the two of them that it was her idea, as well as a message showing she consented beforehand to cuddling. Joey additionally shares a retraction she had to make about Trent Seven in the Speaking Out movement, if we remember that one, which discredits her character. There was also an anonymous one. There was a couple of anonymous ones that was made claim. There was one by a wrestler, Elena Black, saying he was inappropriately direct messaging her. Joey denies all of the claims and shows evidence of their messages. There was also a claim that was done by independent wrestler Alley Cat, which he turned around and said that he had a threesome with her and another professional wrestler. There was also a claim that he only booked a girl on one of his shows on her 18th birthday so she would touch his penis in the ring. Joey claims it was part of an ongoing storyline they had both been excited about. He also talks about how he offered to make out with her after she turned 18, but she said no, and he respected that.
Okay.
There was also another one claimed by a wrestler named Alex Garcia, which she said he surprised her by walking out of the bathroom buck naked in a hotel room. Joey claims buck naked, baby. He claims
that's
that
a t-shirt.
It is. This was a case of him completely misreading signals. And you know, dude, like this shit goes on and on. Like I said, I'm getting to the Alley Cat one where he says he believes it was irresponsible of her to lead people to believe he sexually assaulted her. So she claims that was a sexual assault. He claims they had a very consensual threesome with another female wrestler. He also said she wrestled him at a later date. Not only were they agreeable to all the penis-related offense, but also pitching ideas herself. And if she felt traumatized by that, she wouldn't be so eager to do so. Now, there's more and more of this stuff, and I don't want to take up the whole podcast talking about his 1 hour video. But fast forward, he's now, gone and put out 3 lawsuits for, I think it's a total of $15 million. He was claiming that he was getting $20,000+ a month in pay. Like for an indie wrestler, like looking at the breakdown of it, I can kind of see that. Like well,
like you got to look at, but you got to look at it. Look at Cody Rhodes. Remember when he said he was making more money on the indies once he left than he was actually working for WWE. So there's a possibility.
Nick Aldis said the same thing. Nick Aldis said that he had deposited more money into his bank account. He said in an interview that he's not under contract with the NWA. He's still a very much independent wrestler, which is why he can go many different places. And he doesn't understand why the ultimate goal is to get signed, because he's deposited more money into his bank account as an independent wrestler than he ever did with TNA or anywhere else that he had been signed.
Yeah. Now, I mean, okay, so let's go off these allegations in regards to what he was saying. So, okay, Kevin. So you say he's a dirtbag, he's a piece of shit, and stuff like that. I mean, what your opinion in regards to him? Because again, I don't know Joey Ryan from shit to Shinola. I'm just going off from my personal experience about the things that happened to me in the past with rats. So,
like I said, the key word in this episode thus far is going to be alleged.
correct.
Unfortunately, we don't know the facts. We weren't there. I don't think we would want to be there in the bathroom at a wedding or a hotel room or around the corner at a Starbucks or wherever the hell all this stuff happened. What I base that on is, do you guys remember the allegation of the wrestler in the hotel room where she was dating one of Joey Ryan's friends or whatever the case may be?
Yes,
he
yes.
he admits to that sexual act happening. Now, whether it was forced, whether it wasn't forced, that I'm not even touching that right now. I'm touching the fact that he said, yes, we did this. Yes, I had an affair with one of my friend's girlfriends, wife,
Okay.
fiance, whatever she is. That's what I'm basing my opinion on, that he's a piece of shit.
No, no, he said they had broken up at that time. In this video, he addressed it. He said, but like they started doing stuff. She performed a sex act on him. He performed one on her. They started to get at it. Then he noticed she got a little bit weirded out by the whole thing. By what he said. This is words he said in this video. She got weirded out, so it stopped immediately.
Okay, but throughout his entire explanation, it comes up time and time again. Married women, women in relationships, women who had boyfriends, whatever the case may be. That's where I say you're a piece of shit. I can't really speak on the forcing of the act because we don't know. I will say it doesn't look good. I will say I have formed my own opinions on it. And it comes down to one of two things. When you have somebody who goes on a 1 hour rant of trying to discredit every claim against him, one of two things is going to pop into your head. Either one, this guy's got an excuse for everything and he's trying to cover his ass. Or two, he's telling the truth because he's able to say all this stuff. He didn't do this right when it happened. He didn't do this as it was coming out. He had time to, if this is the case, rehearse the story, come up with a reason for everything, try to talk his way out of it, try to mow over it as best he could.
Yeah.
And so I tend to lean towards he's trying to cover his ass because he has waited so long to do it. Now, that could be a legal thing. It could be him trying to get everything, all his ducks in a row. It could be that he deleted a lot of messages and he was going through a phone company to get, manuscripts of his text message history, call logs, whatever the case may be. I don't know. But what I can tell you at face value is waiting this long to fire back at everybody at one time doesn't really look that good on you.
No. But like you said, maybe he was trying to get his ducks in a row, wanted to get his facts straight, wanted to get the timeline correct.
It's a very good possibility.
Because that's what I would do. I'm not going to be
at face value. It just doesn't look good to me.
Yeah, and I totally understand that. See, my thing is that what bothers me is regards that as a pro wrestler, we never had. Yeah, you know what? I did use my celebrity status to get the poo-tang. I've been at bars and girls used to come up. Hey, aren't you? Absolutely. I worked angles.
You used it to get 37 cents off of a hotel room one time.
Yeah, I did have to I had to take one for the team to get a discount at the fair. At the Fairfield, because Tommy Dreamer said, "Take one for the team. We need the discount." That was like the gnome. I'm here for the guarantee.
The thing is this isn't one or two accusations on this guy, man. This isn't one or two, bro. This is double digits, bro. Like,
but I have double digits.
Let me play devil's advocate here. Let me play devil's advocate. If you see everybody jump, and we can all agree that some of these speak out movements need to sit down and shut the fuck up, right? Yeah. We can agree that some of them are just fucking stupid. So let me ask you this. If you are one of those people who is wanting to make a false claim, if you're one of those people who want to get a payday and want your name heard or get clout or get followers on social media, and you're like, hey, I need to go after somebody. I need to call somebody out. Who are you going to go after? You're going to go after Daniel Bryan, the world-loving vegan who is raising 2 kids, loves his wife, and never does anything wrong? Or are you going to go after Joey Ryan, the guy who made his living on having people grab his dick? Who are you calling out? Maybe he was just seen as an easy target, a believable target. Who knows? So the number of people who have claimed Joey Ryan did some shit it's very reflective on his in-ring personality, and apparently his out-of-ring personality too. He's a very easy target. Maybe that's his fault for making himself an easy target, but do you kind of see where I'm going? If you want to make a false claim, who do you have a best chance at making that argument against? Somebody like Daniel Bryan or AJ Styles, family-loving men, or Joey Ryan, who makes you grab his dick in the middle of the ring?
Yeah, but again, I mean, and again, I totally understand where you're coming from. But the grabbing the dick in the ring, that's a choice. Because when you go in the back and working and working,
and I said that in our last episode.
Yeah. You're sitting in the back. You're like, hey man, this is my gimmick. This is what I do. Are you against this? Nope. Okay, then we're gonna do this. Duck the clothesline, arm drag, you know, and then you call the spot. I mean, that's the thing. These girls are just saying, and are saying.
Let's
like,
run down the list of some of just for shits and giggles. Just for shits and giggles, let's run down the list of a few of the people who've taken the dick flip of doom. Aleister Black.
Okay.
Matt Riddle.
Mm-hmm.
The Motor City Machine Guns.
Mm-hmm.
The Young Bucks. Kenny Omega. The list goes on and on and on. Everybody's grabbed Joey Ryan's dick at one point. I mean, this man can have 30,000 more cases come out today. There's no shortage of people grabbing the Joey Ryan tube steak, okay?
But we're talking about something that, as Angel said, has been.
Yes. I know where we're going. I'm not trying to cut you off. I'm not trying to.
No, you're not. I mean,
what I'm saying is he has made himself an easy target for this because of what you see on TV, because of what you see on the internet, because of what you see in his matches. You're like, oh, well, if he does this in the ring, I could probably get people to believe me when I say he did this outside of the ring. That's why I bring up his move set and the things he does.
Well, I apologize for that. But.
No, but that's the thing. It's just that he's one of those guys. I mean, like that's his gimmick. That's what his work, and he's making people grab the giggle stick, and then that's what don't get and people
anywhere.
And then people agree with that. Oh, come on, Pierce. You know the giggle stick. You be giggling. Ooh.
One day when we find ourselves at a StarCast or WrestleCade event, and I'm working a merch table
giggle
with
stick
Angel,
t-shirt.
When I'm working a merch table with Angel, and if Pierce can make the flight to the U.S. and we're working a gimmick table together, somebody please send help.
Yeah,
the three of us together would be dangerous.
The thing is, this is just I can relate. I say I can't relate to Joey Ryan. I'm just saying that I've been there. I worked angles on girls. I worked angles on rats. I got stories that will make hair grow on Pierce's head right now in an instant because of the stuff. But I never, ever had to force anybody to do anything that they didn't want to. Everything was consensual. Everything was, I mean, the things that were done is just ridiculous. And the thing is that we haven't had that. That's why I said, bitches, come on, bring it on. Come after me and say I did some fucked up shit, because right here on the show, I never done anything that was not consensual. And the thing is that I just don't understand why all these women are coming out on Joey Ryan or other wrestlers and don't even have any solid evidence. All of it is just saying is just a story. This is what happened. And then all these promoters is like, we can't use you. Oh, you're a piece of shit. Dude,
there's a reason behind it. If promoters and even his friends, like the people from, being the elite, the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, are removing shit off their social media channels that are relating to Joey Ryan, they've seen some shit, so they're going.
No, the only reason they're doing
some shit that I can see that happen.
The only reason the promoter's doing it is just to get away from that situation.
Affirmative action.
Yeah, because. Yeah, that's the thing. They're trying to get himself far away from that.
If they thought it was bullshit, would they have done that? No. Come on. He's had over like 10 people come out, 10 women come out and accuse him of shit.
Enzo Amore was proven innocent, but he was fired in the beginning because people jumped the gun. So, yes, they would do that. We see it all the time.
He wasn't fired because of that. He was fired because he didn't come to WWE.
You can say that public PR bullshit answer all you fucking want, Piers. You can sing it till the fucking cows come home. You're never going to get me to buy that shit. They fired him because he was in the middle of a rape allegation, and they used that bullshit to avoid a wrongful termination lawsuit. They fired him because he was going through it. They failed to get his side of the story. They jumped the gun thinking, oh, this guy's a fucking piece of shit. Nobody likes him backstage. He had had to have done this. And I'm not a proponent for Enzo Amore. I'm not an advocate for Enzo Amore. I'm not an advocate for anything he did. But I am telling you, they fired him because of the allegation, and they used that thing that, oh, he didn't come forward and tell us as a fucking a way to avoid a wrongful termination lawsuit. End of discussion. You're
That
not
I
going to
agree.
change my mind.
That I agree.
I think they wanted to get rid of him, and that was a good enough reason to do it.
Either way, it's the same thing. I mean, it falls.
We
in
just
the
said
same,
the same thing, just we said it different ways.
Yeah,
you know, don't be backpedaling, Pierce.
I'm not backpedaling, man. I'm going off what that statement.
Don't be backpedaling, bitch. Yeah, stick to your guns. If you're so.
I'm saying that's what they've said was the reason, and that's what he even came out and said, because he was not upfront with what was going on. He kept it from him until it was too late, until it went public.
You see how Kevin's looking at you? You see his face? That motherfucker don't believe you.
Them saying that they did it for that reason is like when your kid comes up to you and asks you, "Hey, Daddy, can I have some cookies?" And you go, "No, it'll spoil your dinner." That's the reason you give them. The real reason is because your ass wants to eat those fucking cookies.
Fuck, have you been in my cupboard and seen how many cookies I eat? God damn, boy.
I mean, come on, man. I mean, like I said, why is all of a sudden all these modern wrestlers, today's wrestlers, from the Joey Ryans to the Matt Riddles to to the Enzo Amores, all getting these allegations, but these motherfuckers back in the 90s and the early 2000s, nobody's popping up. What about the story about the slip and slide in the Rhino had dildo story? What about my wife story?
My wife.
I mean, what about the Ric Flair chops of a naked chick, which I'm gonna get into that story. I'll tell you guys later. But woo, chop titties flapping like it was fucking, woo, the C.W. Anderson in Japan story.
Oh.
I mean, come on. I mean, these women,
Dead.
I mean, but again, CW is an awesome guy. It was consensual. Shit happened. I mean,
super nice guy. Has always been nice to me. He did my show.
Yeah.
I can't thank CW enough. But we even told CW when we started this show, we said, "Look, man, we're going to talk about everything." We got the green light from him to do it. CW, love you to death. Thank you so much for everything you've done for me and my other show. And thanks for being a good sport about it. You wanted to leave the girl for dead.
Dude, I interviewed him as well, and that was one of the things he said not to talk about when I had him on my show for an interview, and he did the same when he did yours, Kev. But getting back on...
But the thing is that, anyway, regardless of the fact, if I was in Japan and I did something like that, I would be freaking out because, again, a guy from the U.S., a native from the country, what do you think is going to happen? This ain't America. You think, you know what I mean? Like, you start thinking, like, you get caught with marijuana in Mexico, you're doing some serious jail time. You start thinking of the far left. Look at Evan Bourne fucking with his THC fucking vape stick, and he did some serious a couple weeks, whatever. He was stuck in jail for a while just for that. You know what I mean? You start freaking out about like what's gonna happen if I get this Japanese girl. But anyway, regardless,
what about the lawsuit from Joey Ryan? Like,
he's just doing it just because he's getting back at him. He's like, okay, if you want to play hardball, let's just kick it up a notch.
But the dollar amount of this lawsuit is horrendous.
Aim high, settle low.
This is something I didn't know, and I've only just found this out. One of the points on the lawsuit, similar to, like, there's 3 lawsuits that he's filed, and I'll break them down for you guys. But there was a lot of background on one point, and I'm just trying to bring up. Ryan further alleges that the woman, as well as former WWE development talent Ryan Nemeth, the brother of Dolph Ziggler, encouraged violence to be committed against Joey Ryan. So there is some fucking serious shit going on. There is like a $15 million lawsuit. He's claiming like nearly $20,000 a month, as I mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to run through some of these things, guys?
It's not all of it, but yeah, sure.
Sure, I'll run through some. So plaintiff Meehan, Joey Ryan, praised as to the first through 8 claims. Award plaintiff $200,000 in economic damages as to each of the defendants of the amount lost by plaintiff as a result of defendants' conduct multiple times by the months from June 21st, 2020 to the date of the award of economic damages. He wants a $5 million as to each of the defendants in non-economic damages, order injunction permanently restraining and enjoying defendants set forth in Claim 7, including preventing defendants from making and publishing the defamatory statements, and also ordering defendants to retract the defamatory defamatory statements as set forth above. Also, there was a point made here as well about numbers as well, but it was claiming that he was he was losing like thousands of followers on social media. He was also not getting certain things. Like, this is all in the lawsuit as well. Like, he's claiming all these stuff that he's losing money from. Bar Wrestling, $1,500 per month that he's lost. Merchandise, $1,000 per month. Patreon account, which was about $3,000 per month. Cameo, which is about $500 a month. Wrestling bookings, which was about $5,000 to $8,000. He was saying that he lost at least 8,000 followers on Instagram, and he's no longer getting $1,000 per month, as he was prior getting. He's lost 11,000 followers on Twitter and is no longer getting 1,000 new followers every month. He's going hard out. I think that the lawsuit is a power play to put these women in court, so they basically back down.
And that, in one thing that I've seen from, having to go to court and watch this stuff play out, and like Angel said, you aim high, settle low. It's when you go into court and you have this laundry list of things. Let's just say it's like this tall. It's going to be hard for them to throw away all of these. So you might go in with something this tall, and you walk out with something like this. But if you walk in with this much, you might walk out with nothing. So you literally throw everything you could think of in there, hoping that one of them sticks.
Yeah. I mean, just like when I was a cop and you do a car chase and you ran like 15 stop signs and you tack on those charges, judges is going to be like, you kick this out, and just go, for the lesser, you know what I mean? Like he downs it down, but you charge him for everything as possible. See what sticks, But like I said, I mean, it's just I don't know, dude. It's just, again, why all of a sudden all these celebrities, all of them now, and then there's nobody like the Valentines, you know what I mean? Like guys from back then, Stevie, not Stevie, but like, Steve, I haven't heard nothing about Stevie, but I'm just saying like anybody, me, DeVito, shit Grimes. You're on mute.
It's a different time, bro. Those rats fucking don't know technology, bro. They're grandmas now, bro. Come on.
I mean, look at the story of the Travel Lodge in Philadelphia, the Tower of, was it Doom? Tower of, that there's some stories I don't even know about, and I got to ask Stevie because he probably knows all those funny stories. But yeah, I heard some crazy stories in that fucking hotel, But it's just ridiculous. I just think there's some that are legit and there's a handful that's probably bullshit.
I agree. I 100% agree.
Because I'm not taking it away from the speaking out movement. I am totally for it. It just, some of them just doesn't like, man, this is bullshit.
I spoke to and not to get off topic off the Joey Ryan thing, but I spoke to a pro wrestler who holds a management position in a company, and they said they had a couple of allegations that were put forward. One was a male wrestler sending a dick pic, and the accuser said, I received an unsolicited dick pic. They investigated it. They took.
Was it Triple H?
They went through his phone.
I'm sure it was his nose.
No. They went through the phone, and it said from the girl, send me a dick pic. And they went back, do you know what unsolicited means? When you're asking for something, that's not unsolicited. That's you sexting with someone. That's, you know what I mean? You wanting to see that. You're asking for that. Literally asking for that in fucking writing. So yeah, there's a lot of these speaking out claims that have been bullshit from the start. And Kevin, you've mentioned this multiple times on your show and on this show and on my show that, there could be 1,000 different claims. 5 of them would be maybe legit, but it takes away from that 5 legit cases. It takes away from these 5 victims. And I'm just throwing a number out there. I'm not saying this is.
But what you're getting at is every false allegation takes time, justice, effort, and the
Energy.
attention needed from the real victims just because you want to be in the conversation, just because you want to go on here and say, oh, Joey Ryan touched me, so now everybody that hears that is following you and subscribing to you. And it's a shame. It is a 100% shame. And the three of us, we run this podcast together. Piers, you run your own, I run my own, and when you are okay with ruining someone's life, and I'm kind of hitting a nerve here, and both what I'm talking about.
Yep.
But when you are willing to trash someone's name and ruin someone's life just for views on a podcast, just for subscribers, just for
Thanks for the bit, Smarty.
Just for all that kind of stuff, you are the lowest form of human being there is.
To be honest, Kevin, I 100% agree with Joey Ryan. I think he is guilty as motherfucking sin on this one. You don't have 10 plus people coming out, plus his friends all turning their backs on him. Candice LeRae I believe, made a statement about it, and she was very close with Joey. So imagine the shit that these people have seen him behave this way. They've seen this behavior from him.
Well, if him and Johnny are ever at the same show and Johnny just walks up and punches him in the mouth, I'll believe it.
I don't know, dude. I mean, like I said, these guys.
They were tag team together, Candice and him.
I bet they were.
Hey.
But the thing is that you say all these people, all his friends. Remember that old philosophy? You could count your friends on one hand in this business, and you're lucky. Stevie Richards says it. I say it. Devon even told me, Angel, you can only count your friends on one hand. So, half these people just distancing themselves because they're just like, I'm still trying to make it in this business. I don't want any problems. I just got to stay away because he's my friend. I'm associated. If I was friends with him, I'd be like, yo, that's your business, man. Until I see some facts, some proof, some solid evidence, some DNA, some photos, some legit shit, this is all allegation, and I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. That's like if somebody said something about Kevin or Pierce and said, hey, Pierce did this. I'm not going to take it at, oh, dude, I can't fuck with you. I got to.
No, I get it, but when 15 people are coming out and there's accusation after accusation and the whole speaking out movement, what is the one name that was consistently being said?
Okay, but you got to look at it like this too. And I'm going to keep names out of this.
Yeah.
The three of us know somebody who is accused of some shit that, and they're being accused by multiple fucking people. Piers, those multiple people are lying. Angel, those multiple people are lying. Pretty sure you guys know what I'm getting at. That's more than 15 people accusing that person. But you both, and I know that one person being accused is telling the truth. So just because there's 15 people doesn't mean shit.
Yeah, but that one person has a lot of proof to prove that what
proof? What's the difference? I mean, again, it's all about the proof.
Joey Ryan just made an hour-long video.
Yeah, but there was no proof to that. He
it's the same thing.
He babbled for an hour.
And what about the
fucking receipts? Like,
and what about the allegations that people are saying? They don't have proof. They're just saying what they're saying. So what's the difference? He made an hour video. Those people are saying something else. Nobody has proof.
So do you think it was just a way for these people to just go, you know what, fuck Joey Ryan, let's bury him?
I'm not making heads or tails one way or the other.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that he's innocent. I'm not saying that he's guilty. I'm saying he's an easy fucking target because of the image he portrays in the ring. I'm saying that, Angel, this as well as I do. When you're on the road, you put yourself in some sketchy situations if you're not careful. He made himself an easy fucking target and people took advantage.
Look, let me tell you a story. I don't give a fuck. That bitch could come out of nowhere in North Carolina and come after my ass right here and now. But the fact is, we were in a whole fucking hotel room in North Carolina. It was me, Tom Marquez. We're sharing a room, and we were smashing a rat. And after we left, Tom Marquez was with this girl. He was romancing her. She was like some type of news editor for some wrestling magazine. And he goes, hey, guys, can you give me a moment with this beautiful lady? So we're like, all right, man, we're out with me and DeVito going to go get something to drink. And so we went outside, and guess who's outside just hanging out? Danny Doran, Chetty, all the boys. Hey, where you guys going? Oh, we're going to go get some liquor because Tom Marquez wanted some privacy. For what? Oh, he got some rat in the room, and he just wanted Angel. Let me get your room key. Oh, bro, nah, man. Just give him some time. And he goes, no, give me your fucking room key. All right, here. So we all ran upstairs and we're all by the door. And you hear that. You just hear muffling. And he goes, 1, 2, click, 3, boom, kicks the door open. Everybody jumps on the bed. This chick is butt naked. Legs are flying up in the air. Danny goes in the bathroom, wets a piece of toilet paper, makes a toilet paper wet ball, throws it, hits her in the face, gets stuck in the fucking eye. You know, she's fucking balling.
You actually, you've told me that story before.
And again,
it never gets any less funny.
Yeah, and the thing is, I mean, we're like, and you know, and Tom's like, "Oh, please, guys, I'm so sorry. She's a good girl. She's a good girl." And they're like, "Yeah, she's a fucking rat. Don't romance rats. You fucking idiot." And look, I mean, again, was there fucking anything? It was just the boys being the boys. She put herself in this, and again, I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying that bitch shouldn't come out of the woodwork saying, I mean, maybe not now if she watches this episode of Wrestling with Tragedy, but the thing is, it was consensual. We were fucking around. It is what it is.
We should make that a shirt. Don't romance the rats.
no romance rats. You know, but again, it was a time and a place at the time when it was different back then. But again, like I said, it's just that I just don't believe that a guy who could get pussy anywhere he wants without any hesitation has to force anybody. I mean, yeah, there are motherfuckers out there. I'm just saying, but from my experience, I never seen any other boys had to force anybody. Would you take this nightstick in the ass for the team? Yeah, I'll take it for the boys. You know, and you know,
it could just be a power play thing. Like he's got.
It's not a power play. Who gives a shit?
No, but I'm saying he could. I don't know. Like the look, he could be like just one of those things that just loves that power over people. Like, yeah, I can get you booked,
dude.
Suck
You know what
stick.
the thing? Yeah, man. Look at the boys in the wrestling business in Puerto Rico where Victor Quinones made guys suck his dick. I'll make you a champ. Just suck on the giggle stick. You know, I mean, and guys who are not even gay, and I'll even call them out right here on the show. Ratings, baby. Fucking Ricky Banderas was having a sexual relationship with him, and I was in there, and Ricky Banderas had a kid and a wife, and he's not gay, and he was getting it up the ass just to become heavyweight champion. It is what it is, man. I never done it. I went off my talent, and if he wanted to fuck me in the ass, luckily I was too ugly for his taste. But I wouldn't done it. I would have been like, I'd rather be curtain jerking. But the thing is, you don't see wrestlers coming out of the fucking curtain saying, "Hey, this guy touched me. This guy wanted to suck my dick. I just feel violated." You know, and you saw that in the Marty Jannetty video when he said that Paul Roma and Pat Patterson, again, one of the stories we talked about, said, "Hey, let me suck your dick. I'll make you champ." You don't see fucking Paul Roma coming out of nowhere fucking saying anything.
Different time, bro. Different time, different breed of animal, man.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's a different time and a different breed.
It is, man. It's the age of social media. It's the age where everyone has a voice. And, you know, these things have come out. And that's the whole thing, you know, like we're several months removed from the speaking out movement. And now Joey Ryan is feeling the pinch. Like, you know, the numbers that he was saying that he's lost, if that's genuine, the amount of money that he was making, which I can believe that he was earning $20,000 a month easily, you know, but he also lost his job at Impact Wrestling.
But
so he's lost everything. So I think he has nothing else to lose. That's why he's going, fuck it. I'll take this thing to court.
Yeah, and if these speculations are false, and he lost all this money, and these promoters are just throwing them to the curb and not even fucking giving them the benefit of the doubt, and just say, you know what, let's give it a couple months, let's see what the court says before we make any decisions of not hiring you, then, you know, he's losing all this money, so he has to recoup some type of revenue because he probably will never get work again. You know, I'm just saying, if he's innocent, allegedly, all this is allegedly. So if he is, and he's losing money, you know, losing his livelihood, then yeah, he needs to go balls to the wall, man. Aim high, settle low, man. I don't think he's going to get anything from these motherfuckers just taking them to court and making them waste all their money. Because I don't think
how much money does he have to tie himself up in court for however long? That's another thing. Like, can he afford it? Like the fact that he's going through it.
Man, I don't know, man. some lawyers might do it for pro bono because it could be a good case, and give
Bono.
It just depends. Again, it's all. I mean, you're innocent until proven guilty, and I believe in that philosophy. Even if the evidence is like this is a shitbag, and that. I mean, look at the fucking Casey Anthony thing. The bitch was guilty, innocent until So I just think you just got to give them the benefit of the doubt and let the courts make that decision. And hopefully there's some evidence to show that nail his dick to the wall, no pun intended. But I just think
let me ask you this, guy. Let me ask you something, guys. These allegations are all verbal or written communication, whatever it is.
Yeah.
If this goes to a court of law, how do you prove that what's happened years prior actually happened?
It's tough, which is why when we had the last episode, or when we were talking about one of the previous episodes, I said that there are 2 times that are acceptable to speak out about somebody, and that is right after the incident happened, or when you are no longer dependent on the person you are making the claim against.
Yeah.
But it's a very difficult thing.
It's difficult.
The more time to get the resolution you're hoping for.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But do these women have a chance of winning this case?
Yes.
Like, do they? Yeah.
Yes.
Angel, you disagree?
It's kind of a fine line. It just, I mean, I'm not saying yes or no. I mean, I just got to see it presented to see what, it's all about the presentation of the attorney and how he presents it to the court, to the jury. What kind of evidence is brought up, what kind of documentation.
Well,
again,
let me explain to you why I say yes,
Okay.
they have a chance to win. So Piers, I'm going to use you as an example, or you're going to be my little test subject. Okay. Let's just say you're a police officer. Okay. You get a 911 call. There's been a sexual assault. This is the address. Head over there. You get to the residence, door's wide open. You clearly hear a argument going on, which means now you're allowed to enter. If you think that somebody is in jeopardy, you are allowed to enter without permission or a warrant. It's called an exigent circumstance. You walk up to the bedroom and you see a man and a woman verbally arguing, and all you know is that this is a sexual assault case. Who do you automatically think is the victim?
The female.
My point exactly. That's why they have a chance at winning, because we are bred and taught that women are victims. We are taught that at the end of the day, it's the man's fault. And that is a bullshit statute in today's society that we have been taught since day fucking one, that the woman is automatically the victim. Angel, as we know, women can be sexual predators just as much as men can, but without knowing anything, and that's the thing, you were sitting in front of a jury, 12 people that don't know you, 12 people who couldn't tell you anything about your life, because there's a jury screening process, and if they know you, if they have any feelings towards you, if they don't like pro wrestling or whatever, they have to be completely unbiased. They have to be completely removed from the situation. So they go through great lengths to find 12 people who don't give a shit about you. The second they walk into a court hearing and they see a man versus a woman, and it is a sexual assault case, who do they automatically paint as the victim?
The woman.
So now you are no longer guilty until proven innocent. Now, where you should be guilty until proven innocent, you find yourself, or you're not innocent until proven guilty. You find yourself guilty until proven innocent. You have already been labeled as the offender. They've been labeled as the victim. And now it is up to you to reverse their decision.
Mhm.
And if you can't do that, you're going to fucking jail. And it's not the way it should be. It is completely against the justice system. But if I have said anything that is wrong or false in what I just said, please correct me.
Not at all.
No, I agree.
That is why, even after so many years removed, every one of these women have a reasonable to damn good chance to win. And it's not right, but it's life. And it's the way the world is today.
I mean, it's
And
the same thing.
It's not right. I can't say that enough. I don't agree with it. It ain't fucking right. But it
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah,
But surely-
absolutely. When you talk about stuff like that, I mean, domestic violence. Like I'm totally appalled about domestic violence. But if a woman calls the police and says, my husband hits me, they'll take her word. But if Kevin and me open the door and say, my girlfriend hits me, my wife hit me, and
if I call the cops right now and they see my 6'5", 285-pound ass saying my wife beats me, and they look over at Ashley and she's 5'7", 5'6", 5'8", whatever, 120 pounds soaking wet, they're gonna look at me and be like, really? You called the cops for this? But what they're saying is, oh, you couldn't handle this on your own? Okay,
Yeah.
what happens if I handle it on my own? I go to fucking prison.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, I called your dumb ass.
Yeah, so it's a double whammy. I mean, like Kevin said, it's just one sided. Which again, I'm saying, it's just that's how society just paints the men. I mean, we're guilty. That's how it is. It's just how it's painted.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely.
I don't know how it is in Australia, but I mean,
you hit the nail on the head. But even I think with Joey Ryan, his legal team would have said, "Hey, we're going to win this. We're going to take this out. We'll tie him up in court till they have nothing left."
Well, that's the thing. You don't know, because you don't know what the attorney said, but if he's pushing it forward with an attorney right now, then there's a possibility that we're going to win this, because
it's a double-edged sword, because there's a lot of legal firms, there's a lot of legal counsel, there's a lot of lawyers, and I'm sure you guys see this on TV all the time. You pay nothing unless we win, right?
Yeah,
See it all the time. So, given the character that Joey, and I know we are talking about Joey Ryan outside of the ring, but given all the things people know about him, giving all the things that he shows you in the ring, if you think they're not going to bring that shit up in court, you're fucking stupid. They will bring that shit up every day and twice on Sunday. So there's going to be somebody out there who hears this woman's cry and thinks she has a good chance at winning and be like, hey, don't worry about paying us until we win. Not if we win, until we win. And they're going to bring up every skeleton he has. And all they have to do is cause it's a jury of 12 people, but you only got to cause reasonable doubt in one of them. Just one.
And also, just remember, just because if you're suing for all this money, and again, I don't know these women or dudes. I think you mentioned a dude. Remember, if they have a house, they could put a lien on your house. They could put a percentage off your paycheck, whatever you make. I mean, there's a lot of ways they could get that money. Not all of it, but they could get some. Yeah.
Money.
Yeah, I mean, they'll get that money. I mean, Joey Ryan will get the money if he wins. It won't be in a lump sum, but it'll be little by little. But he'll get it, So I don't. It's just that. Again, I'm not saying I believe him. I'm not saying that he's innocent. I'm just saying give the man his day in court. And if he says he didn't do it and he says he has proof, then you got to take it at face value until it's proven wrong.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't see how he's innocent, but
the only reason I'm talking that way is because I've been there as a wrestler, been in the mix of things. All the stories I told you, I could see things come my direction and say, "Hey," because you know me, I'm a straight shooter. I will tell you if I did wrong, and I would. But that's the thing. I've been there. I've done worse. I've seen worse than what Joey Ryan has done. And I'm not a saint, but I know for a fact I never done anything forcefully on any woman, and stuff like that.
But it's also the thing where, like, as I said earlier, the power play move thing. It's like, I can get you bookings. I can get you on this card, stuff like that. Like, dude, like that's using your stature to
who cares? So what?
It's pretty grimy, bro.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. I mean, it's just, I mean, if he's working an angle, remember, in wrestling is all about angles. If you can work an angle to get yourself over, they're going to work an angle. And if you could say, yo, if I could get her booked, man, she's nice. Man, I would love a piece of that. Hey, I'll get you booked. But I would never say it like that. I would just the old Angel would have been like, yeah, man, I see what I can do for you, and just sweet talk her. And sweet talker and sweet. Remember that story about fucking Angel stop romancing the rats at the Holiday Inn because I was like, hey, you look pretty. That's a nice dress. And then she's the one, the Ric Flair chop naked chick. I'm gonna go back to Angel because he knows how to treat a woman. And the next day, like, you fucking romancing rats. So that was the way I worked angles. I was always like sweet talking them. Is that me using my power and my influence? Fuck yeah. To get the cooter?
But that's the thing. You're not going up to potential wrestlers and saying, hey, listen, I can get you on the card and facing the top woman in the territory. You're just going to suck this dick real quick.
No, I never. Remember I told you, I never shit where I ate. I never slept with any of the workers because I knew that it would just lead to some trouble. And if I ever got any feelings for any type of female, and then she broke up with me and dated New Jack, then I'm gonna be all miserable. So I knew I never put myself in that situation. It was always about the outside entertainment, at the bars and stuff like that. But anyway.
Well, we're hitting that 1 hour mark, guys. And so let me ask your final thoughts on Joey Ryan. And for everybody who's watching, and thank you so much for tuning into another episode of Wrestling with Tragedy. Make sure you go to Wrestling with Tragedy on YouTube. Check out all of our content. You can also find us on the Vince Russo Network for all of our prior episodes and future episodes to come. Thank you, Vince Russo, Stevie Richards, Ben Hameen, for making this happen for us. We really do appreciate it. Also, a big shout out to Big Vito for helping us out as well. But your guys' final thoughts on the Joey Ryan situation.
Pierce?
Okay. Final thoughts. I think he's guilty. I mean, I watched that 1 hour video. He's now trying to do a power play move to try and get some money out of this and to tie these women up, or these people up in court. I think he's fucking bottom of the barrel shit, to be honest. That's my thought on it. I think he's just trying to, gripping at straws, trying to fuck these women over just that little bit more. Fucking look at that greasy fuck. But yeah, dude, I think he's absolutely guilty in this. Like, there's been so many accusations come out. Like, it's maybe a couple of them are bullshit, but I don't know, man. A lot of shit's come out.
Kevin?
This is going to be the only thing I say about it. And like I said, I know we're talking about Joey Ryan in real life, but when the public image you perceive yourself to have is this, you're going to lose in court. When this is what people know you for, and this is what you show people, and this is what you bring to the table, even though it is a rehearsed spot talked about backstage, when this is the shit you do in the day and age that we live in, you're going to lose. So I'm not going to say whether I think he's guilty or innocent. Actually, I will. I think he's guilty. But when this is the image you give people, perception is everything. And he has made himself perceived as somebody who wants you to grab his dick. And he's going to force you to do it whenever he can. Because that's what he does in the ring. And that's what the jury's going to go on. That's what lawyers are going to go on. That's the shit they're going to bring to the table. And you can argue it all the day that it's a rehearsed spot. She knew about it. Does not fucking matter. When a jury sees this, he's automatically fucking guilty. Angel, right or wrong?
I kind of agree with you, but I'm going to go a little bit further than that. And I'm just going to go off like the New Jack situation and the mass transit incident. When you see the footage, the man is guilty. But when they found the holes in the case, he was found innocent because of what was presented and how he was questioned on the stand. It's all about when they put those people on the stand and question them and how they respond back. And if there's holes in them, they're gonna go in and attack. And
if
just
the glove does not fit, you must quit.
And that's what I was gonna say, baby. Like a famous attorney says, if it doesn't fit, you must acquit. And I'm gonna give Joey Ryan the benefit of the doubt until I see for a fact that they have solid proof. I'm gonna get to the boy, not all the boys, but I'm just gonna go right now. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and say this is all alleged shit. And if he gets convicted, shit, it is what it is. Fuck it. Allegedly.
Get your merch today at storefrontier.com/wrestling with tragedy. Allegedly.
But just remember, when a pro wrestler asks you to grab his giggle stick and churn his own butter, either there's two options there: tell him no, tell him no, or do it, but don't do it, and then later say he forced you to do it. Don't churn his butter and then say, "Yeah, that's another shirt."
Don't milk a wrestler.
Yeah, man. I mean, it is. I mean, just you put yourself in situations that you can't get out of. Don't start crying wolf because you didn't get your own way. But again, that is the end of our show. We hit the 1 hour mark. We really appreciate our fans out there. I am so happy with Wrestling with Tragedy and all the support and the love that we've been getting from Stevie Richards, Ben Hameen, Vince Russo, Big Vito. He doesn't like Pierce, just like you fans know. But anyway, that's a different story.
Big Vito are friends. Come on.
Just kidding. But hey, definitely go to A-Rock Design. I'm telling you, you will not regret it. I know I don't have a cup, but these guys make my mouth water every time this cocksucker's drinking his bourbon out of that fucking cup. And Kevin has his. I'm gonna get mine, and you guys are gonna be impressed about that. Also, what's F belts? It is awesome. I mean, it's really detailed. You won't regret it. Please reach out to Pierce or Kevin in regards to getting yourself one, because once the holidays are coming, man, get your orders in now. We do take payment plans. Christmas is coming. You want to give your wrestling husband a belt? This is the place to get it. If Stevie Richards gives it the thumbs up and the Kingpin gives it Kingpin approved, then this is the place to be. And also, please buy our shirts. Allegedly and Hard Times. I'm waiting for my Hillbilly Heroin t-shirt. But guys, support. The money goes to the show to make our productions better. And,
available in short sleeve, long sleeve, hoodies, sweatshirts, baby onesies, baby t-shirt or kid t-shirts, ladies tees, V-necks, tie-dye, and even face masks.
And you get it there. So guys, thanks again for another great show. I had a great time, and I can't wait for the next case number to talk about some drama.
Hey, Angel, one more thing.
What?
You're a dick.